What is up guys, Andy Forestine Runner here, and today we're diving back into the statistics. Today I'm giving you guys my top 5 running shoes that I've put the most miles in for all of my workouts. So welcome back to part 2 in this 2-part video series. We're talking all about the top 5 shoes that I have used for workouts the most in 2020. If you missed last week's video, make sure you head back onto the channel and check that out. Last week was all about the top 5 shoes that I had used the most for the long run. So this is all encompassing from Strava's data. This week, as I said, is all about the workout. So what I've done is I've gone through Strava, checked all of the shoes that I have marked as a workout and added up the total miles from each of those runs. So some of those shoes might have bigger warm-ups and cool-downs in, making their total mileage bigger. But the premise of this video, the idea, the concept is to give you an idea into my thinking as to which shoes I have gravitated towards when it comes to doing workouts and the shoes that I've loved the most. So without further ado, what we'll do is we'll start with number 5 and work our way to number 1. If you're excited for today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and we'll start with number 5. So coming in at number 5 with 33.2 miles over 3 runs is the Asics Novablast, my trusty shoe of 2020, the shoe that literally is right up there with the Saucony Endorphin Speed for shoe of the year. I love this thing, you know that, so we won't go on about that, but we've used this thing for 3 workouts so far. Now this, as I said, doesn't include those runs where we've meant to be running easy and we've ended up picking up the pace and maybe going a bit steadier. This is workouts that I've literally gone out there in my mind thinking I'm going to be using the Novablast today to get a good workout. And we've done kilometre repeats, 400 metre repeats. We've done quite a lot in this shoe. Obviously big long run workouts, everything this shoe has done it. I absolutely love it. I'm quite surprised it's only 5th in the list, to be honest with you. I thought I'd used it more, but that must just be because we're using it for more steadier runs than actual specific workouts itself. But overall, this isn't really geared up to be a speedier shoe. It's certainly in the more max cushion area with the volume of flight foam blast we have here. But I always end up finding myself wanting to run faster in the shoe, hence why I've gravitated towards it for some of my speed workouts. And coming in at number 4 on the list is the New Balance Fuelcell Prism. 3 runs totaling 34.1 miles. So again, very similar to the Novablast, but again, as similar to the Novablast of the fact that I've been running some steadier miles in this thing as well as the speedier sessions. Again, we got the first one done and I really loved how this thing felt on the speedier shoe side of things. I'll be honest with you, I did not buy this shoe with the intention of doing the speedier work. I actually bought this, and I guess a lack of research and knowledge on my part, to do some more easier miles and soak up those easier longer days. Actually, it transpires that it is a blooming good speed workout day shoe. It is still kind of more my favoured approach for longer runs and easier stuff and steady stuff, but it wants to pick up the pace. It's so light and poppy. I mean, I can't believe how much this thing weighs. I think it was 10.7 grams in my size, which is super light for a shoe that was not meant to be in my speed rotation. So I ended up getting another couple of speed sessions done in this thing, mainly on the rolling trails, and it just handled it so well. Again, a shoe that really is a jack of all trades that I couldn't recommend enough. And coming in at 50 miles is the New Balance Freshfoam Tempo. 3rd place for this shoe. These top 3 are separated by 5 miles. That is it. So we've put some good miles in this shoe for speed workouts. 50 miles, as I just said. Got the first one done in the speed session, really enjoyed it, got another 3 done in this shoe. For me, this thing was a bit of a mixed bag. It was the first speedier shoe I bought of the summer. I had high hopes of it. I saw it when it was advertised back in February. I wanted it. I delayed. I finally got my hands on it. I had to size up in this shoe. So actually going from a 13.5 to 14.5 did make quite a big difference. A bit of a boat of a shoe, to be honest with you. A lot of extra material up in the front here. If you have a narrow foot, and you have to size up in this shoe, you might find a heck of a lot of bagginess and scrunching going up around here. Overall, it worked really well. It was very much like going back in time and using some shoes that don't have as much stack height in the forefoot in here, because I think this is 24 to 18 if I remember rightly. At the time I've been using a lot bigger stacked shoes, so it was quite alien to go back and feel the ground. But again, I like that. It makes me feel like I'm working all the right muscles, and I'm doing a better job in this shoe, working harder to achieve the same speed than something like I would then want to slip on a race day and work less hard for that same effort. So it ended up doing really well. The only downside to this shoe is the weight. Over 12 ounces in my size, as you've just seen with the New Balance FuelCell Prism, a shoe I bought not with the intention of speed work, 10.7 ounces. So this thing is way heavier. Sadly, too heavy for me to even consider putting in to that speedier category shoe. Overall, a great shoe. Loving the Freshfoam X midsole. I love that midsole anyway. You guys know that from the 1080 version 10. But yeah, just a little bit too heavy for those speedier days. And from one tempo to another, the Brooks Hyperion tempo comes in second place. 1 mile short of first place. 5 runs. 54 miles in this thing. I say 5 runs, 5 workouts. You can see how much I've gravitated towards this shoe, and you see how well placed it came in last week's long run video, and coming in second place here today shows you how much of high regard I hold this shoe. I really, really like this shoe. This is what the New Balance Tempo should have been. This is light, it is poppier, the midsole is great. I'm not going to say it's better than the Freshfoam X midsole, but it lends itself to speedier work, and it's cushioned enough to do the long runs as well. It's kind of a real jack of all trades midsole, in my opinion. I really, really like this shoe. So as I said, I've gravitated towards this thing 5 times in workouts, which is quite big when I'm only running just over 100 miles in a lot of these shoes. You can see where a lot of the miles have gone in this shoe. Definitely way more for the speedier stuff. And again, as I said, it's that lighter, poppier sensation that I love about this shoe that I wish I'd had in the New Balance Freshfoam Tempo. Overall, this thing I cannot fault, and I can't recommend highly enough. If you're looking for something that's no frills, no spills, nothing fancy. This thing is just a lightweight upper, fantastic midsole, minimal outsole grip, enough to grip the road, but not enough to add too much weight to it. Gets the job done. You better believe it, ladies and gentlemen. Saucony Endorphin Speed coming in at number 1 of my workout shoes so far of 2020. This thing has been fantastic. You may have just seen my 100 mile update review on this shoe. I found it more versatile than I realized in the beginning, but 6 speed workouts, 55 miles, just pipping the Brooks Hyperion Tempo by 1 mile. And the one that tipped it over was the taper week workout we just did. But again, it shows you which shoe I want to gravitate towards. And actually one of the reasons I did that is because I was running in the Pro and I like the feeling of the speed in the Pro. This is why this training and racing shoe combination just works, because in my head I've gone, I'm racing in the Pro, I need to train in the speed because it's so similar. I'm going to get that similar feeling. And you can see how the marketing works. It got me into running in this shoe, and it's got me to putting 100 miles in this thing and wanting to put way more in because I love the Pro so much. So that's testament to A, the style of marketing, but of course B, the shoe itself. These endorphin range shoes, I haven't tried the Shift, but the Speed and the Pro are the next level this year. They really have come out with a bang so far in 2020, and I've been delighted. As I said, you can see the volume of miles that I've put in this thing. Again, over the 100 mile mark, over 50 of them, over 50% have been in speedier workout style things. Again, can't fault this shoe. Wants you to move. I say the Brooks Hyperion Tempo is no frills, no spills, nothing like that. This thing is the opposite. We've got the speed roll technology, we've got the power MPB midsole, we've got the super lightweight engineered mesh upper, we've got everything going on this shoe that some of the others don't. So it depends what end of the spectrum if you're in. If you're in that camp where you just want a basic shoe, something like the Atreyu, something like the Brooks Hyperion Tempo is going to be great. If you want something that is full of tech, full of something that's going to help you move forward through your gait cycle like the speed roll technology, then look no further than the Speed. So there we go, no surprise really that the Speed has come up top trumps in this video. Unlike last week where we had a real curveball at the top of the pile in the long run workout in the form of the, no, I won't say. If you haven't watched it, make sure you head back onto the channel and watch that video. But in this video, it's been great to recap and see which one I've been using. The New Balance Freshfoam Tempo was a surprise. I thought there were other shoes that would be up there in the mix, but that one got in there, and it's been a great year so far of running shoes. So those are the 5 that I've been using the most for workouts in 2020. Let me know in the comments below which ones you have been using most for workouts, just like you did in last week's video. And if you have the time, if you have the energy and you have the effort, let me know how many miles you've actually put in them, splitting it up into long runs and speed and all that sort of stuff. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I will see you on the next one. Until then.